Alright, I haven't done this in a while, probably about a week and a half, so I may be a little rusty, but here goes. What's up, radio fans? Big Al here, and we are back with another edition of AM and FM radio stations from across the US of A, and today our focus is on Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. And this is my first video in about 10 days since I did those three cities. Back on January 5th, I did Seattle, I did Cincinnati, and I did Baltimore, and I haven't done one since. So this is my first one back in quite some time. So, that said, let's jump right into this. Starting on the AM side of the dial with 560 WNSR, Brentwood, Tennessee. Sports Radio 560 and 95.9, Nashville's local sports leader. They also have a secondary slogan, Nashville's Sports Original. This is a sports formatted radio station and the Nashville affiliate of CBS Sports Radio. This station is owned by Southern Wabash Communications of Middle Tennessee Incorporated, and they operate a pair of FM translators at 95.9 FM W240CA in Brentwood and on 107.9 W300DO in Smyrna, Tennessee. 650 is the legendary WSM AM Nashville. 650 AM WSM, The Legend. And it's aptly titled, because they are the legend. This is a country music / Americana format. And of course they are affiliated with another Nashville legend, the Grand Ole Opry. WSM AM is owned by Ryman Hospitality Properties, I should say. License is held by Grand Ole Opry LLC. 710 is WYJV Smyrna, Moody Radio Nashville. Now this is the Spanish station. They play Spanish contemporary Christian music. They're owned by the Moody Bible Institute of Chicago. And this is a daytime only station. 760 is also a daytime only station. That is WENO New Orleans. Or rather WENO Nashville, my mistake. New Orleans is the next city I'm going to be doing, by the way. Anyway, there's no branding on this station. It's just their slogan. They're known as Nashville's Total Gospel Station. This is a black gospel station owned by Brody Media Group LLC, and as I said, 760 is also a daytime only station. 790 is WVWZ Ashland City, Tennessee, 1039 The Bear. Superstars of yesterday and today. This is a mainstream country station owned by Consolidated Media LLC, and they operate an FM translator station in Ashland City at 103.9 W280 FN. By the way, since this is Nashville, there's a bunch of country music stations in this market. Just so y'all know. 810 is WMGC AM Murfreesboro, Tennessee. La Sabrosita. This is a Spanish variety station, which is owned by Radio 810 Nashville Limited. WMGC AM is not a daytime only station, but their nighttime power is ridiculously low. I think it's like 2 watts or something. And I think it's a 1,000 watt day signal. But anyway, this station operates a translator station in Brentwood on 105.3 W287DK. 830 is WQZQ, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. They're known as 93.3 Classic Hits, the music you grew up with. This is a classic hits radio station owned by Cromwell Radio Group. They're one of 3 stations in which Cromwell owns in the Nashville area. WQZQ is a daytime only station. However, they operate a pair of FM translator stations. They operate W227DC on 93.3 FM. That's where they got the branding from. And they also have a second translator on 101.9 W270BK, both licensed to Nashville. 880 is WMDB Nashville. La Ranchera 880. This is a regional Mexican station owned by TBLC Media No. 2 LLC. 900 is WKDA Lebanon, Tennessee. Radio Luz 900. This is a Spanish religious station owned by Wilson County Broadcasting Incorporated. 950. I think here we go. 950 is WAKM Franklin. Again, there is no branding for this station, just their slogan, which is Radio Close to Home. This is a country music station with programming from Westwood One and NASCAR races from the Motor Racing Network. WAKM is owned by Heritage Broadcast Associates. They also have NASCAR races from the Performance Racing Network. Plus, they are also an affiliate of the Tennessee Titans radio network, so you'll hear their games there. And University of Tennessee football and men's basketball are also heard on WAKM. 980 is WYFN Nashville. BBN Radio. This is a religious station owned by the Bible Broadcasting Network, which is also the network's affiliation, or the station's affiliation, rather. 1010 WHIN Gallatin. This is an adult hit station owned currently by Brayton Madison Broadcasting LLC. They operate an FM translator station in Gallatin at 100.7 W264CR. 1030 is WYCZ White Bluff. Yoko 96.7. This station is owned by Young Country Holdings LLC, and it's listed as an eclectic radio station. But this was... Sorry, there's something in my throat. Anyway, this is the radio station that's like a country/urban hybrid. So it's like a mix of country music and hip-hop on this station. They operate a translator station in White Bluff at 96.7 W244EK. 1090 is WTNK, Hartsville, Tennessee. Fun Radio 93.5 FM and 1090 AM. This is a classic hits station owned by Fun Media Group of Tennessee, LLC. They operate a translator station in Hartsville at 93.5 W228CB. 1100 is WSGI Springfield. They're listed as a full service station. Again, very vague on the actual format, but they're listed as a full service station. They're owned by Lightning Broadcasting LLC, and this is a daytime only station. 1130 is WYXE Gallatin. Radio Vida 1130. Una radio para toda la familia. Let me try that again. Una radio para toda la familia. This is a Spanish Christian station which is owned by Iglesia de Dios Hispana de Nashville. Programming is repeated on WMRB 910 AM in Columbia, Tennessee, and on WSBI 1210 AM in Static, Tennessee. Now, if you never heard of Static, Tennessee, it's a small town just south of the Tennessee-Kentucky border. So it's up towards the state of Kentucky. Anyway, both WYXE and WSBI are licensed by the FCC for daytime only operations. So both of those stations are required to sign off the air at local sunset. 1160 is WCRT Donaldson, Tennessee. This is part of the Bot Radio Network, which is a religious format owned by Bot Communications Incorporated. Programming is simulcast on WCRT FM 106.3, which is a booster station in Donaldson. And they also operate an FM translator on 107.1 W296DE, also in Donaldson. 1200 is WFCN AM Nashville, Moody Radio Nashville, from the Word to Life. This is a Christian radio format affiliated with the Moody Radio Network and is owned by the Moody Bible Institute of Chicago. Programming is simulcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WFCM FM 91.7, which is licensed to suburban Murfreesboro, Tennessee. WFCN AM is a daytime only station as it's on the same frequency as 1200 WOAI in San Antonio, which is the dominant Class A 50,000 watt station on this frequency. 1240 is WNVL Nashville, Activa 1240 AM. They broadcast a regional Mexican format, which is owned by TBLC Media LLC. And they operate translator station W286CY in Nashville on 105.1 FM. 1260 is WDKN Dixon, 1015 The One, and WDKN. That's their branding. I don't know why they put the "and" in this branding, but that's how they drew it up. Anyway, this is a country music station, one of many in Nashville, and another affiliate of the Tennessee Titans Radio Network. WDKN is owned by RNF Communications Incorporated. Short spaced right next to them at 1270 is WQKR Portland, Tennessee. Yes, there's a Portland in Tennessee. And this is the third station that only has their slogan and not a branding. The slogan is Portland's radio station, so we'll just assume they call themselves 1270 WQKR. This is a classic hits station. This is a classic hits station with programming from Citadel Media. This station is owned by Venture Broadcasting LLC and operates a translator station in Portland at 101.7 W269 DQ. 1300 is WNQM Nashville. Nashville Quality Ministries, hence their call sign, NQM. This is a Christian radio format owned by F.W. Robert Broadcasting. F.W. Robert Broadcasting is the owner of WNQM. 1360 WNAH Nashville Power Gospel. This is a religious station with programming from American Urban Radio Networks. They are owned by Hermitage Broadcasting East. 1380 is WHEW Franklin, also known as Bonita 1380. This is a Spanish variety station owned by SG Communications Incorporated, and this is a daytime only station, so they are required to leave the airwaves at sundown. 1430 WPLN AM, Madison, Tennessee. This is one of the stations part of Nashville Public Radio. They air a news talk format with news and programming from NPR, which is National Public Radio, by the way. WPLN AM is owned by Nashville Public Radio and currently broadcasts the BBC World Service over its AM frequency 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1450 WGNS, Murfreesboro. WGNS News Radio 1450. This is a news talk station with hourly news updates from CBS News. This is also the flagship station of the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Of course, Middle Tennessee State University's main campus is located in Murfreesboro. WGNS is owned by the Rutherford Group Incorporated and operates a pair of FM translator stations, both in Murfreesboro. The first is at 100.5 W263 AI. The second is W270 AF on 101.9 FM. Again, both of them licensed to Murfreesboro. 1460 is WEEN Lafayette. Solid Gospel 1460. This is a Southern Gospel station with programming from Salem Radio Network and the Talk Radio Network. It is owned by locally based Lafayette Broadcasting Company Incorporated, and they also operate an FM translator in Lafayette at 97.5 W248CX. 1470 is WVOL, Berry Hill, Tennessee. This station is known as the Mighty 147, Nashville's heritage station. They broadcast an urban oldies format, which is owned by Heidelberg Broadcasting LLC. 1490 is WCOR Lebanon, Real Country FM 98.9 and AM 1490 WANT and WCOR. They broadcast a country music format, which is owned by both Fine Bar Broadcasting Company and Bay Point Broadcasting. This station is simulcast, with some exceptions, on WANT 98.9 FM in Lebanon. 1510 is the only AM station in Nashville broadcasting in high definition, and that's WLAC Nashville. Talk Radio 98.3 and 1510, where Nashville comes for news talk. So again, this is a news talk format with news updates from Fox News Radio and programming from Premier Radio Networks. WLAC is also the flagship station of the Vanderbilt IMG Sports Network. So, Vanderbilt Commodores football and men's basketball are heard on WLAC. Of course, Vanderbilt University's campus is located in Nashville. WLAC is owned by iHeartMedia and is repeated on sister station WSIX FM 97.9 HD2 Nashville. And they also operate translator station W252CM on 98.3 FM, also licensed to Nashville. Alright, we got just 3 more stations on the AM band. 1540 is WBRY Woodbury, Cannon County's radio station. And yes, this is also a country music format with programming from Citadel Broadcasting. WBRY is owned by Volunteer Broadcasting LLC and is a daytime only station. I think I counted like 7 or 8 daytime only signals across the Nashville area on the AM side of the dial. 1570 WMAK, Loboville, Tennessee. 101.3 WOPC. This is another country music station owned by Nunley Media LLC. Their programming is simulcast on WOPC 101.3 FM, which is licensed to Linden, Tennessee. And wrapping up the AM portion of the dial is 1590 WDBL Springfield, Springfield's News Talk. This is a news talk station with programming from Citadel Media and Salem Radio Network. They're owned by Lightning Broadcasting, LLC. All right, let's go to the FM side of the dial. Starting off with 88.1, Channel 201, WFSK FM, Nashville. 88.1 WFSK, music for Music City. This is a smooth and contemporary jazz station, which is owned by Fisk University. So this is a college-run station. 88.3 Channel 202 is also a college-run station. WMTS FM Murfreesboro. 88.3 WMTS. And I love their slogan. Noise you can trust. Pretty cool, huh? This is a college radio station owned by Middle Tennessee State University. It is repeated on WMOT 89.5 HD3, also licensed to Murfreesboro. And in 88.5 Channel 203 is another college-run radio station, and this one is broadcasting in high definition. WVCP Gallatin. They're known as WVCP FM 88.5. Volunteer State College FM. FM Analog HD1 and HD2 is college radio, and this station is owned by Volunteer State Community College of Gallatin, Tennessee. 89.1 Channel 206 is WECV Nashville. This is the main Nashville affiliate of the Bot Radio Network. Getting the Word of God into the people of God. That's their slogan. This is a religious format, which is owned by the Bot Radio Network. And they operate a pair of FM translators. At 93.9, they operate W230AD in Gallatin. And on 99.5, they operate W258AD in Clarksville. 89.5, Channel 208 in high definition is WMOT Murfreesboro. Roots Radio, all in caps, Roots Radio. FM Analog and HD1 is Americana. HD2 is Jazz. And yeah, there is an HD3. That is the WMTS FM simulcast, which is the college radio format. WMOT is owned by Middle Tennessee State University. 90.3 Channel 212 is one of Nashville's most recognizable radio stations, outside of all the country stations, of course, and that's WPLN FM Nashville. This is the flagship radio station of Nashville Public Radio. FM Analog and HD1 is News Talk, with programming and news updates from National Public Radio. And then HD2 and HD3 is the News Talk simulcast of the main station. Of course, as I said, WPLN FM is the radio flagship of Nashville Public Radio, and their programming is repeated on WTML 91.5 FM in Tullahoma, Tennessee, and on WHRS 91.7 FM in Cookeville, Tennessee. 90.7 Channel 214 is WAUO, Hohenwald, Tennessee. This is American Family Radio. Now, they have 3 different networks. One is a talk network, one is a music network, and the third they call AFR Hybrid, which is both music and talk programming. This is part of the talk radio division of American Family Radio, which is a Christian talk and teaching format. They are owned by American Family Association. 91.1 Channel 216 is WFCL Nashville. Classical 91.1. Of course, they wrote the 91 numerical, and then 1 is written out. This is Nashville's classical music station, also owned by Nashville Public Radio. 91.5 Channel 218 has 2 different signals, but they both broadcast the same programming. You've got WFMQ in Lebanon and WNRZ in Dixon, Tennessee. Both are a part of the Bot Radio Network, broadcasting in a religious format, and is owned by the Bot Broadcasting Company. And both stations are repeaters of WECV 89.1 FM Nashville. And rounding out the traditional non-commercial feed is 91.7 Channel 219, which is WFCM FM Murfreesboro. Moody Radio Nashville, from the Word to Life. This is a Christian radio format with programming from Moody Radio. The station is owned by Moody Bible Institute of Chicago. They operate a translator station in Murfreesboro on 98.7 FM W254CK, and this is also the FM simulcast of WFCM AM 1200 in Nashville. Now, WFCM AM, as I said earlier, is a daytime only station, so when they go off the air at sundown as required by the FCC, 91.7 continues the programming all night long. Alright, to the commercial band, starting with 92.1 Channel 221, broadcasting in high definition. That's WQQK Goodlettsville. 92Q, the big station. This is an urban adult contemporary station on FM and HD1, which is owned by Cumulus Media. And this is one of 5 stations in the Nashville area owned by Cumulus. 92.9 Channel 225 is WJXA Nashville. Mix 92.9. Your life, your music. This is an adult contemporary station which is owned by Midwest Communications Incorporated. Alright. The next station is actually a trimulcast. This is 3 different stations broadcasting the same programming. Alright. You've got 93.7 Channel 229, which is WFFI Kingston Springs, Tennessee. That airs namely to many of the western Nashville suburbs. 94.1 Channel 231, which is WFFH Smyrna, Tennessee. That airs primarily to the core of Nashville. And then 104.9 Channel 285, which is WBOZ Woodbury, Tennessee. And this broadcasts to the far southern, and eastern portions of the Nashville radio market. All three stations combined are known as Christian 94 FM The Fish, safe for the whole family. All three stations broadcast a contemporary Christian music format and are all owned by the Salem Media Group. Meanwhile, the licenses of both WFFH and WFFI are held by Salem Communications Holding Corporation, while the license for WBOZ is held by the Reach Satellite Network. Translator station W235BW 94.9 FM Woodbury relays WBOZ's programming in the Woodbury area. 94.5 Channel 233 is WHPY-FM Bellevue, Tennessee. Hippie Radio 94.5, radio for baby boomers. This is a classic hits station which is owned by Kensington Digital Media. 95.5 Channel 238 is WSM-FM Nashville. 95.5 Nash Icon, the music that made country great and the best of today. This is another one of the country music stations in Nashville. This is owned by Cumulus, and they are, of course, the flagship of the Nash Icon brand. 96.3 Channel 242 is WCJK Murfreesboro. 96.3 Jack FM, playing what we want. Love that slogan. This is an adult hits radio station owned by Midwest Communications Incorporated. 96.7 Channel 244 is WNKX FM Centerville, Tennessee. This station is known as Country Kicks 96. Southwest Middle Tennessee's country leader. And yes, you guessed it, this is another country music station which is owned by Hickman County Broadcasting Company Incorporated. 97.1 Channel 246, broadcasting in high definition, is WLVU Belmead, Tennessee. Alright, this is the Nashville affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network. FM and HD1 is, of course, the Christian contemporary music. HD2 is contemporary worship music. That's their sister network, Air 1. And then on HD3 is Christian classic hits, dubbed as K-Love Classics. Now that's the third network that they had just launched. WLVU is owned by EMF, the Educational Media Foundation. 97.9 Channel 250 in high definition is probably the king of the country music stations in the Music City, and that's WSIX FM Nashville, the Big 98 WSIX, Nashville's new country. FM analog and HD1 is country. HD2 is the simulcast of Talk Radio 98.3 and 1510 WLAC. And then on HD3 is the Big Legend, which is classic country. WSIX is owned by iHeartMedia, and translator station W252CM Nashville at 98.3 relays the talk radio format on HD2 and on sister station WLAC. 98.9 Channel 255 is WANT Lebanon, Real Country FM 98.9. They primarily air country music, but they also air some other specialty programs. And they are affiliated with the Real Country Network. Now, this is a 24-hour automated country music network that is distributed by Westwood One. WANT is owned by Bay Point Broadcasting and is simulcast, with some exceptions, on WCOR 1490 AM Lebanon. Now, I don't know what those exceptions are, so I would have no idea. 99.7 Channel 259 is WWTN Hendersonville. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Accurate news and stimulating talk. This is also a news talk format with news updates and programming from Westwood One. In fact, I have a video coming up here soon about the future of Westwood One News, so look out for that. WWTN is owned by Cumulus Media. 100.1 Channel 261 WRLT Franklin. Lightning 100 Nashville's independent radio. Owned by Tuned In Broadcasting, Lightning 100 broadcasts an adult album alternative format. Okay, our next station up is the only major full power radio station in the Nashville market whose city of license is in the state of Tennessee. And that's 101. Or not in the state of Tennessee, but rather in the state of Kentucky. That's 101.1 Channel 266, broadcasting in high definition, WUBT, which is licensed to Russellville, Kentucky. It is a small city in southern Kentucky in Logan County, just across the border from Tennessee. Anyway, WUBT is known as 1011 The Beat, Nashville's only hip-hop and R&B. FM analog and HD1 is urban contemporary with no additional subchannels. This station is owned by iHeartMedia. In fact, I think the Nashville studios of all the iHeart radio stations are located on the world-famous Music Row. That's pretty awesome. Go to work on Music Row every day. 101.3 Channel 267 is WOPC, Linden, Tennessee. This is a country music format owned by Nunley Media Group, LLC, which is simulcast on WMAK 1570 AM, Linden. 102.1 Channel 271 is WLCT, Lafayette. Country 102.1 FM. And yes, you guessed it, it's another country music station. They have news updates on the hour from Fox News Radio and programming from Westwood One. They are owned by Lafayette Broadcasting Company, Incorporated. 102.5, Channel 273, broadcasting in high definition, is WPRT-FM, Pegram, Tennessee. This station is known as 102.5 The Game, Nashville's best sports talk. This is the Nashville affiliate of ESPN Radio, and that airs on FM analog and on HD1. HD2 is an urban oldies station dubbed as 102.1 The Ville, which is relayed over translator station W271AB 102.1 FM Nashville. And then on HD3 is Contemporary Christian Way FM. Now this is a station I did not put on the list, but WAYM is the Way FM affiliate in Nashville. I just forgot to put it on the list again. Sorry about that. But anyway, Way FM is simulcast on WPRT FM HD3. What I didn't have written down because I ran out of space, or maybe no, I've got some space. I can write this down. WPRT is owned by the Cromwell Group Incorporated. WPRT FM is owned by the Cromwell Group Incorporated, and their sports format is repeated on sister station WBUZ 102.9 FM HD2 Laverne, Tennessee, and that's the station we'll be taking a look at next. They also operate translator stations W292 DD Franklin at 106.3, which relays WPRT FM via WBUZ HD2, and they also operate an additional translator at 89.9 W210CD Hendersonville. Alright, 102.9, channel 275, as promised, broadcasting in high definition, is WBUZ, Laverne, Tennessee. 102.9, The Buzz, Nashville's rock station. FM analog and HD1 is Active Rock. HD2 is the sports simulcast of the station we just talked about, WPRT FM 102.5 The Game. HD3 is also a sports formatted subchannel dubbed as 94.9 The Game 2. So this is kind of an extension to 102.5 The Game. WBUZ, much like WPRT FM, they're also owned by the Cromwell Group Incorporated, and they also own daytime only station WQZQ AM. And here's something else I forgot to mention while we were talking about 102.5 The Game. That station is also the radio flagship home of the Nashville Predators and the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders. Alright. WBUZ operates 4 translator stations. 94.9 W235BW in Nashville. W292 ED 106.3 FM Franklin, both of which relays HD2. And then the other two are W236CI 94.9 FM Murfreesboro and W248BM 97.5 FM, also licensed to Murfreesboro, and both relaying the main active rock format on HD1. 103.3, channel 277, also broadcasting in high definition, is WKDF Nashville. Previously known as the flagship of the former Nash FM brand, they're now known as 103.3 Country. New country for all of Tennessee, and they also have a secondary slogan, which is Nashville's home for 103-minute music marathons. FM HD1 is country with no additional subchannels. WKDF is owned by Cumulus Media. 104.5, channel 283 is WGFX Gallatin. 104.5 The Zone, the sports station. 104.5 The Zone is the Nashville affiliate of Fox Sports Radio, and they also broadcast the 60-second hourly updates from CBS Sports Radio, although rival station WNSR is the CBS Sports Radio affiliate of record in Nashville. WGFX is also the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans, so all of their games will be heard on the Zone. And they are also the Nashville affiliate of the Tennessee Volunteers. So you'll hear Vols football and Vols men's basketball on WGFX, which is also owned by Cumulus Media. The final three stations are all in high definition. 105.9 Channel 290 is WNRQ Nashville. 105.9 The Rock, Nashville's Classic Rock. FM and HD1 is Classic Rock. And then HD2 is the newly launched Black Information Network, which is the all-news network aimed at African Americans, which is relayed over translator station W248BQ 97.5 FM in Nashville. WNRQ is owned by iHeartMedia. 106.7 Channel 294 is WNFN Millersville, Tennessee. Now this station has recently been rebranded as Hot 106.7, and their new slogan is Nashville's new hit music station. Of course, before the new Hot 106.7, this station was known as I-106.7, and before that, I-106. This is the first of the two top 40 CHR stations in Nashville, and they're owned by Midwest Communications Incorporated. And they broadcast in high definition, as does their competitors up the dial at 107.5 Channel 298. WRVW Lebanon, 107.5 The River. Live Life, Love Music. This is the other top 40 CHR station in Nashville, and this one is owned by iHeartMedia. And there are no additional sub-channels on either station. So there you have it, the AM and FM stations in Nashville, Tennessee, with the exception of WAYM, which I forgot to put in my report, so apologies for that. We are gonna go back into info gathering mode tomorrow as we prepare for the New Orleans radio market. I want to get that out sometime this weekend. Plus, I also want to tell you about the future of Westwood One news. I think I mentioned it earlier, but if I didn't, or you're just joining me late, apparently Westwood One made a decision about its news department, and I'll tell you its fate in the coming days. So watch out for that. Anyway, this is Big Al signing off. Have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Peace out.